Hello and welcome everybody, this is your host Learvok, and it is in time for more DarkSiders. In the last episode, we were in a different room than this. You're probably wondering why we're in this room all of a sudden when we're in, I believe we're in this room down here, right? Well, the reason for that being is whenever you save a game and then leave, you basically come back in a predetermined area usually. And I think I just went the wrong direction. Oh no, we were in here. Yeah, I think this is the last room we were in, cause yeah. Yeah, because there's that block right over here that we could destroy with the bomb. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's time I went in the right direction either way. Anyway, in the last episode we were in here, discussed the boss door. Yeah, we were about to put the sword away into this angel statue. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? So yeah. Hopefully in this episode we'll be getting to Tiamat. I don't remember how long these dungeons usually are. I remember them being actually varying lengths, but I remember them getting quite lengthy at times. Whoops. Trying to get that artifact, and can I get it from here? Yes! Haha! Artifact of the champion, which I believe. Yep. I made the mistake and said these are generals, but no, these are champions. You got soldiers, soldiers, champions, and something else. Not really sure what the final one is. I can't remember if you get it through the story or not. It's kind of odd that you wouldn't, but maybe it is another. Maybe it's just another champion. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be very convenient if we could just climb up this way. As a reminder, you press B to drop down from objects. And just like with God of War, we're just gonna push this down. Actually, God of War, Zelda, any other game. Also, much like Zelda, you have a limited space in which you can move blocks in, so just keep that in mind. Oh, I know what to do. Okay, I see it. Also, just like Zelda, I completely forget how to solve all the puzzles. Like, you guys remember when I let's played Ocarina of Time in Majora's Mask? Psh, completely gone. Don't know how to do any of those puzzles anymore, which will be really fun playing through them again. Especially with Majora's Mask, considering it's now out for the 3DS, and I've heard they changed things, made them better / worse, depending on if they had a color. I hope they didn't have to color code the. Hope they didn't have to color code the Great Bay Temple, because I hear that's what they did with the Ocarina of Time with the Water Temple, and now it just ticked me off if they did that again. Because seriously, people, stop telling kids that it's a difficult dungeon. It's not. The most, even the change they made, it's a tedious dungeon because you have to constantly pause the screen to switch to the boots. But I mean, they fixed that. That was like the one problem with the dungeon, having to constantly change to the boots. Other than that, it was a fun dungeon. It was even, hold on, just had to turn my volume down there. I didn't realize how loud it was until I started hearing the slices. But yeah, I keep forgetting I need to use my the scythe more, blow that up. That didn't last long. How much further do we have to level the scythe up? Ooh, not too much. And just like with the sword, whenever you level it up, will let you know and tell you it just got stronger. So yeah. Ooh. Okay. So right there where the little cursor is pointing, that is a very special spot right there. That is a very special thing. So you know in Zelda where every dungeon has that special dungeon item. Guess what this game copies? And this is the box we get to use. And guess what we have to do? Whale on it a couple times. And just like that, we open it. This really kind of brings in the question as to who's making these. And I mentioned this earlier before. There's a fourth race that we run into. And right there we get the equivalent of the boomerang. The chakram, or crossblade as they call it in this. I'm pretty sure it's a chakram, or chakram. So yeah, press it, hold it out, or press and hold, and you see it charge, and it can hit, and if it'll actually hit, once it's fully charged, it'll actually stay there for a little bit. Very useful against flying enemies. Really wish you could multi-target enemies with it. Like, do like it automatic. I think you can get a. I think you can get a. Ooh, I think you can get an upgrade for it. Actually, I think you can buy upgrades from Volgrim. Right there, you can see it stays for quite a bit. Even while that's happening, you can always like target someone else. So just pull back, hit him, target him, and just kind of wail on him for a little bit while the chakram, or crossblade, excuse me, attacks. And target him for a little bit. And there we go. Change view. There we go. One thing you can also do, I believe you can also hit multiple enemies at once. So let me try that real quick here. You gotta line it up right though. Let's see. Yeah, so right there you see it hits him. It doesn't necessarily do too much damage on the initial hits, but the big thing you're gonna want is the fully charged. There's also another thing this weapon can do. That, and here we have a new enemy. It looks like. Actually, is that? Oh no, I think we've seen that guy. He's the guy that spews toxic goo at you, or toxic smoke. Did we see this guy yet? Actually, maybe I've seen this guy. In case we haven't, this guy spews toxic goo at you that does poison damage to you. Kind of similar thing with the fire, except it's not. Yeah, it's a little more annoying because, you know, fortunately you can interrupt his moves with the chakram, and yes, I'm gonna keep calling it that, just because that's a cool name. One thing also I want to mention, you can call back the chakram anytime by pressing the RT button again, and right there we just split that guy's neck wide open. So since we're done with, there we go. Now that we're done with that fight. Yeah, okay. There we have a sword being held, but it's blue. So you're probably wondering how you get to it. Oh, right here. You go into target mode, and you can see we have a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks, 5 ticks. We can actually select multiple enemies by just hovering over them and holding the LT. And I believe that's actually, now that I think about it, that might be what targets multiple enemies. No, there's another move that does that though. But anyway, so we have right here just LT, hold it down, select it, and there we go. Once it finishes with one, we'll go down to another. Usually it's, oh, that's not good. Well, it looks like we have something to take care of here, so let's go ahead and target that. Fire. Oh, there. Oh, there you go. And see if that works. Nope. Looks like there's another one on the other side. And now I'm starting to screw up the control for this because they won't let you invert the controls here. Or when you invert one, it inverts the other. Seriously, that poor optimization. I don't even think it's optimization. It's poor. It's a poor choice in customization. Anyway, we got this pulled up, and that should also now pull out something. Yep. And that will open up another gate. So yeah, this is pretty much when I call this the boomerang, it's the boomerang. And that's not. I want to reiterate, me comparing this to Zelda is not a bad thing. One of my favorite games of all time is Okami, and you can't get any more Zelda than that. Oh, actually, you can. It did a really good job of being Zelda. Of being a Zelda game without actually being Zelda. Imbue crossblade. Yeah, press RS to aim and throw the blade with RT at energy source. So yeah, basically we have right there. You see the black around these bomb flowers. We'll just call them that. The bombs are dormant when they're black like that. However, if we select some fire first and then charge up our chakram, it imbues it with fire. Normally, we wouldn't be able to hit it. We wouldn't be able to blow that up because it's not on fire. It has no heat to it. So now that we got that done, we can actually go through here. Actually, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything real quick. Just, you know, I'm gonna say you can do something over here. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. What about? No? Okay. And there's quite a few puzzles that can be really challenging later on in dungeons. Like, they really make you think about what you have to do. I hope I remember though. I hope those are the ones I remember. But right here we have a very fun room. I use that term lately. Right here we have 3 statues, all 3 lacking a sword, and we also have on the map we have 3 rooms that we have yet to open. One of them closed. I wonder what that could mean. And I believe actually this. No, yeah, actually. I believe, yeah. Forget what I just said there. I don't want to give anything away. I believe we'll be going through all 3 of these doors, and they should unlock the boss door. But yeah, so we have quite a few red spikes that seem to be looking at, and I saw an artifact, and I see some dormant bombs, dormant bomb plants, bomb fruit. Actually, is that what they called them? Bomb fruit? And, this looks strange. Huh. I'm seeing some, ooh, wait, there's gears. Huh. I wonder. So obviously we have to find a way over there. But in order for us to do that, we need to actually go down here first. So we can get this dormant bomb fruit. Inert bomb growth. Grab and throw a dormant sticky bomb on objects and enemies. Use fire to detonate it. So yeah. We don't want to detonate it right now. So if we detonate it in our hands, it will blow up. But we do want to, and we can't double jump while holding objects. Wow. That's a design oversight if I ever saw one. Ugh, freaking hey, I hate this controls. Hate this camera control scheme. I keep reiterating this is the same. This is the same one I have currently for like the camera here, but the difference is it works for a camera because I pull left. It's like I want to pan over. It's like imagine being on a track. Imagine the camera being on a track, and like you move to the left, it's actually panning over to the right. If that makes any sense? It makes sense to me for some odd reason. Now for shooters, obviously, I don't do that. I don't do that for shooter games because you know you want to turn, and I so forgot that artifact. Go and get that real quick. We'll have a lot of money to go for Volgrim, or a lot of souls to give to Volgrim, and I know at least one item we'll be getting for it with it. Okay, so you may have guessed that that platform moves whenever we flip that switch. However, it doesn't stay forever, so we need to kind of. It keeps turning on its own, that's right. Okay. So yeah, we can't activate the switch anymore, which kind of leaves you wondering why it's stuck out like that. I believe... Excuse me. I wasn't so much yawning on that one as I was just kind of sighing. It's like the doors from, Hitchhiker, it's like the sighing doors from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They sigh for your pleasure. Okay, so we got that. Really? I swear I didn't move on my own. I swear that was a mistake that happened. I don't know why or how. So this is actually one thing we can do with inert bomb plants that are actually pretty. It's actually pretty cool. If we stick enough of them, we can actually create a path and have one blow up the other, blow up the other, blow up the other. And you gotta be kidding me. You know, I'm gonna try this anyway. I don't think it's gonna work, but am I gonna be back on the gear? Ooh, sweet, it did work. Nice. Okay. Sometimes it just saves us the trouble. So right up there. Ooh, got a thing to hit. And we can hit that with our boomerang chakram. I'm just gonna keep calling it a boomerang. I'm just gonna keep. For those of you wondering, I'm gonna keep comparing this to Zelda. And for those of you that still haven't realized, I'm gonna keep saying it's not a bad thing that I'm comparing it to Zelda. I see a lot of people, especially people my age and younger, who are like, oh, right, this is one of those. Okay, so we're not quite done with this room yet. So you may have noticed that didn't last nearly as long as it should have. So you've probably figured out there's a trick to this, and it involves actually what we were doing, what I was talking about earlier. You see, you got that bomb plant right there. We can actually put one right about here, grab another, and put one right here. And just to be thorough, right there. You may notice that one of these is on fire, we light that, you notice the others don't get lit on fire, but they do blow up because the first one blew up. They don't actually light themselves on fire because we can't pass fire from a bomb. We can't pass fire from a bomb plant. We can only pass fire from, well, fire. And yeah. Yeah, excuse me. There we go. Now, we have 2 switches here that we can activate. And we need to get closer to them. There we go. And fire! So we hit both of them at the same time, or roughly at the same time. And this happens. You're going to be running into a lot of stuff like that. We get our first of 3 swords. Or actually, this is actually probably the 3rd of 6, I think, right? if my math is correct. And you get rewarded, too, with more souls. Also, I think the bridge stops turning. Since we're done with the puzzle, we don't need to worry anymore. So, I think since we've gotten fairly far, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off here for now. So in the next episode, we'll be going into that room. And you may notice we actually have some shadow vents right now. It's kind of interesting. So we'll be heading up into that room. But until then, I will see you guys later.